All right, my friends, so today we're gonna go over what you need to consider or implement to be able to flick your board double and maybe even triple if you wish. So a lot of people are asking me, oh, how do I do nollie double hill, nollie double flip, triple flip? And what I like to say is, if we're simplifying it, what you need to do, if I wanted to summarize it, is just bring the front foot lower, right? Instead of trying to just flick harder in the same position, or maybe even down to get it to flick all the way, what you want to do, and what I found has helped me when doing these double flips, is just bringing that foot lower. So for a kick flip, for some context, I'd have it here almost right below the bolts, right? Oh, wait up, I got stuck. Let's do it again. Right below the bolts. Okay. That's for a kick flip. Check how much lower I get for a double flip. So instead of having it there, I will go here. You see? I need a left. But you guys can see how much lower the foot positioning is. Right?
It went blurry right there.
It went blurry? Do it again.
Bruh,
oh my god.
It went blurry again.
Really?
Did you put your hand right in front of
Oh my goodness.
the camera right before popping it?
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Point is, you see how much lower my foot goes. Now for a triple kick flip, you might need to flick it a bit more harder because it's a new feeling, but essentially you just want to make sure you're bringing it from even a bit lower, so maybe a bit below the center of the board, right? That looks like such a narrow stance. I could barely even balance on it, but that's what's going to have you doing a triple kickflip. Now it's possible for you to have your foot here and be able to triple kickflip too, but I've found that that's just going to take a lot more strength and practice, whereas here, if you get lower, you know, you have more power on the flick, right? Because instead of just going from here to here, with a double kickflip, you go from here to here. So there's more power at the end of that flick. Same thing if you're trying to triple flip. You know, there's more power as you finish off the flick. I'm gonna try one actually because I'm a little fatigued. I'm gonna do it like right there. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna try it again, but if you've seen, I've done it on a live actually for the first time, and this is where I learned that. But essentially, you want to get comfortable changing that foot positioning. The same thing would apply if you're trying to learn, you know, double heel flip, triple heel flip. You go lower. If you see skaters like a Cody Cepeda, Jamie Griffin, and anyone who does double flips, you're gonna see that they're gonna put their foot a bit lower most times. Like I said, it's possible how you have your, you know, it's possible to do it the way you have your foot placed for a regular kick flip or a regular heel flip. But I find that if you don't want to be kicking down, what you need to think about is just lowering that front foot, but still maintaining the intention to flick towards the corner of your nose, or even at the pocket. You know, because if you're here, you might not reach that corner that you would reach for the regular kick flip, but the intention should still be for your foot to come this way. You know, I guess extend, flick, right? If you're here, flick out here and not back here. If you find like you have a restriction in your leg that doesn't allow you to flick externally, I want you to think about or consider rolling out these muscles on your leg, your quad, your hamstrings, your glute, because if your glute is tight, it might be restricting that ability to rotate externally or to move externally. It might be a mobility issue is what I'm trying to say. Otherwise, to summarize this, in order to get more flips, you need to lower down that foot position, that front foot position, and bring it closer to the back foot, right? So just to review, kickflip, double kickflip, and then triple. I was trying to do so fast, but that's what you got to consider if you want to get more flips in your tricks. Doesn't matter if it's nollie flip, nollie double flip. I find it works. Well, truthfully, the only tricks I've done double, but I know it applies, is fakie, regular stance, nollie, and switch. No, not switch. Fakie double heels. So I haven't landed a double heel flip, but because I've done a fakie heel flip, and what I did was exactly the same where I, get that front foot closer to my back one. I know it would apply very similarly to any other trick that I try to flip 2 times, and even 3 if I wanted to be that ambitious. But otherwise, quick little, I guess, tip, something to bring out of the toolbox. Just bring down that foot. Oh, actually, wait, real quick. Something that you're gonna run into is feeling very unstable when you're doing these flips, right? Because as you can see, I'm very stable here. Once I bring my feet a bit closer together, I start getting unstable, and then when I go even lower for a triple, I get very unstable. So I want you to really practice anchoring your weight over that lead foot. And so as that lead foot comes closer to your back one, it's going to be super important that you're able to stay centered over here, right? Oh, I thought that was going to land out. So now that I had a bit more intention with that, it wasn't a complete fail. And actually, I might be able to land it with a bit more intention. So. One more. I'm only going to try one more time. Alright, it's not happening. Try off the stairs. Try it off the stairs? Yeah. No, so yeah, you're gonna feel unstable, but something that where you can at least go in the right direction is just making sure you come over here. You're trying to anchor yourself over that lead foot. That's gonna help you stabilize a bit more. So if you're over here, it's a bit more easier to stabilize yourself. But if you're on your back foot, you're gonna find yourself wanting to lift the nose, and so that's not what you want to do, especially when you bring that foot lower. So that's gonna be it for this video. I know it's a short one, but it's a question that I get asked a lot on Instagram. So if you have any more questions, or you want to go deeper into how you can approach a double flip, whether that's nollie, switch, heel flip, or regular, goofy, hit me up at profe.carlos, and we'll go from there. Peace out.